Dear students, good morning to all of you. Today we will start that monopolistic competition market. I have already discussed there are three types of market. One is perfect competition market, another is that imperfect competition market, and another is that monopoly market. So we have already discussed first one, that is the perfect competition market, second one, that is the monopoly competition market, and let us we start that third point, that imperfect competition market or imperfectly competitive markets. So this imperfect competitive market or imperfect competition market is divided into three parts. One is monopolistic competition, another is the oligopoly, another is the duopoly. Monopolistic competition, oligopoly market, and duopoly market. So in this imperfect competition market, first is the monopolistic competition market. What do you mean by monopolistic competition market? Monopolistic competition market is a market situation where there are large number of buyers and sellers. Where there are large number of buyers and sellers. And sellers selling closely related goods but surely not homogeneous like perfect competition market, because we have gone through the features of perfect competition market. One of the feature is that homogeneous product, the product must be identical in respect of shape, size, quality, taste, etc. But here is not that homogeneous. Here is that the products are closely related goods. For example, I will say that whenever you are getting up, you are using your toothpaste, that time the toothpaste most commonly used such as Colgate, Forens, Close-Up, Pepsodent, Forens, Prudent, or that is the Vajradanti, etc. So many like this. Sibaka, which is also previously it was most famous. So likewise there is the different examples of the toothpaste. So these are to be called that closely related goods. These are closely related goods, but there may be difference in quality, color, size, taste, etc. So it means in the mind of a consumer, some extent that is the different. So for the quality, so for the color is concerned, so for the size is concerned, so for the taste is concerned, which separate them from one another. And each producer has a monopoly control over his own product. But the competition exists between them for the varieties of the toothpaste. Similarly, I can give the example, you are using regularly the toilet soaps. So that soaps may be large number of farms are producing different brand of varieties of soaps like Hammam, Rexona, Lux, uh, Lifebuoy, etc. etc. So each farm has monopoly over the market to produce or to sell the goods in the markets. Similarly, market of so many products like teas, shoes, shampoos, TVs, or the refrigerators, etc. There are so many types of products which are produced by the different producers and it is sold in the markets. So these are the examples which may say that monopolistic competition market differentiate product examples. You are using the daily goods like fan, AC, cooler, or we may say that TV sets, pens, sewing machines, washing machines, etc. These are the different kinds of example of the close related goods, but surely not homogeneous. So that there are different economists, they have given the different definitions. Among all them, I have written here Lefkowitz, one of the most prominent economists. According to him, monopolistic competition is a market situation in which there are many sellers, of a particular product. Suppose the product is toothpaste. So toothpaste product is the many sellers like Colgate, Orange, Bubble, Sibaka, etc. There are the different types of the sellers of a particular product. The product is here toothpaste. The toothpaste is produced by the different companies, different according to the different brand name. So, but the product of each seller is somewhere differentiated because Colgate product is some extent different foreigns. Foreign product is somewhere difference between the bubble. Foreign is somewhere differentiate product Sibaka, etc. Pepsodents, any other products. In the minds of consumer from the product of every other sellers. It means the consumers psychological thought, psychological feeling, using of that product, they feel that this product is better than that of the that others. So this is to be called that differentiate product from that every other seller as per that Lefkowitz definitions. So what is the definition of the Lefkowitz? Lefkowitz said monopolistic competition is a market situation in which there are many sellers of a product of a particular product, but the product of each seller is differentiated in some extent in the minds of consumer, which is to be called that monopolistic markets. Now it is clear what do we mean by monopolistic markets. It will be more clear whenever we will discuss the different features of monopolistic competition. So let us start the features of monopolistic competition. Features of monopolistic competitions. What are the features of monopolistic competitions? Features of monopolistic competition. Features of monopolistic competition market. Like in perfect competitions, monopoly competition, there is the different features in also monopolistic competition markets. Features of monopolistic competition. First feature, in that perfect competition, there is the large number of buyers and sellers. And in monopoly competition, there is only one sellers and large number of buyers. You can compare it. So here is the first features of monopolistic competition, large number of buyers and sellers. Large number of buyers and sellers. I will not discuss more because I have already discussed in the perfect competition markets. It means in monopolistic competition, the number of sellers is sufficiently large but not very large, as in case of the perfect competitions. As a result, firms are in position to influence marginally the price of the product due to their brand names. The sellers are not mutually dependent upon one another. Each of them acts independently and produces an insignificant portion of the total output. it is due to this reason that the individual action regarding the change in price has no effect on the market price. Therefore, individual firms do not bother about the reaction of the rival firms, but competition prevails in the market because there are the many firms. What example I had given, that is that suppose there is the toothpaste. So toothpaste, the example which is that there is a different brand name. Colgate, Bubble, next I may say that Forens or Vajradanti, etc. Bicoturmec, etc. etc. So it means if that Colgate products producer by that companies, whenever he is produced, that individual firms do not bother about that market because he is the rival of, there are the so many of that companies, and that Colgate product are sold in the market very nominal portions, or we may say that that is that very few. So competition prevails among all them. So it is that one brand which is that very few persons are to be sold. Therefore, individual farmers do not bother about the reaction of the rival farms. So, but competition prevails in the market because there are that many farms. So anyway, that first features of the monopolistic competition market, there are the large number of buyers and sellers. Clear, I think. There are the large number of buyers and sellers. Second one, most important, product differentiation. Product differentiation. Under the monopolistic competition market, the products different firms are not homogeneous but are close substitutes. Close substitute in the sense, in case of that quality, in case of that shape, in case of the color, in case of the size, etc. Because that in perfect competition market, which was that homogeneous product, but in monopolistic competition market, the product is differentiated. Product differentiation may be in two types: real physical differences or imaginary difference. Real difference is brought through the changes in raw materials used, design, color, packing, workmanships. On the other hand, imaginary differences is created through effective advertising, salesmanship, use of trademark, etc. So accordingly, there is a difference. One is that real or physical difference, another is that imaginary difference. I am giving the examples. When there was that advertisement of one product, that is Berlin, at that time that Berlin product it was so high in the international market. The product was sold very large quantities. So because due to the advertisement, people were attracted to purchase that kinds of products. एक दिन में, दो दिन में, तीन दिन में, चार दिन लगे, पूरा हो जाएंगे आप सब. So these are the different kinds of examples due to that advertisements or due to that skill of that salesmanship or that branded name. So these are the different kinds of product differences. And third one, which is the most important, both same, free entry and exit. Free entry and free exit. It means like in perfect competition market, there is a free entry, free exit. Like in monopolistic competition market also, the buyers and sellers, they must be that free entry and free exit. New firm can enter to the market, or whenever the firms earn that maximum profit, any other firms, new firm will enter to that markets. Similarly, new firm may start that close substitute of the product and supply the same in the market. Likewise, in the event of losses, the old firm may quit the industry. It is because of this characteristics that firms are able to manage only the normal profits. Next, fourth one, that is that selling cost. In perfect competition market, there is no selling cost. Here is that selling cost or that advantages cost. There is no selling cost in perfect competition market, but here is that in monopolistic competition market, there is that selling cost. It means if there is the salesman, there are the advertisements. These are the different kinds of cost are to be included in the price of the product. Next one is that price policy. Fifth one, price policy. Price policy. Price policy in the sense every firm under monopolistic competition has its own price policy. It tries to attract more and more customers to its product. To achieve this goal, every individual firm acts independently and has its own price policy. How much will the price of the product, so that customers will be customers will be attracted to purchase that types of products. That is why their own price policy. And next 6 point is that non-price competitions. Non-price competition. Non-price competitions. Besides the price competition, non-price competition also exists under the monopolistic competitions. It means rival firms compete with one another without changing the price of the products. Without changing the price of the products. For instance, some firms may give the guarantee of their products for a particular period of times, guarantee, warranty, while other firms may introduce the gift scheme with a particular products. So these are the different kinds of non-price competitions. It means whenever you are purchasing one product you will purchase, you will get that another product free. This is to be called the non-price competitions. Or we may say that guarantee or warranty, free servicing, these are the different kinds of non-price competitions. Another is that in perfect competition market, there is the perfect knowledge, but in monopolistic competition, imperfect knowledge. Imperfect knowledge. Buyers and sellers here don't have that perfect knowledge about the market conditions. Due to the product differentiations, it becomes very difficult to compare the price of different product. Sometimes the products of different sellers are really the same, but consumers may come to know a particular brand name more than the others. Likewise, there is the JK Cements and that Birla Cements or that Wonder Cements. So these are the three products what I said, that only the difference is that brand name. Generally, cements, which are the ingredients or anything else, due to the product difference, it becomes very difficult to compare that which product is best, or so far the price is concerned, price of different products. So the products of different sellers are really the same, but the consumers may come to know a particular product as far the brand name is concerned more than the others, because those who are the rich persons, they want to prefer the goods, purchase the goods, or they prefer to purchase the goods that is the branded products, brand name. So this happens when some firms incur lots of expenditure on advertisement, etc., which creates the artificial superiority in the minds of the consumers. It means whenever there is that advertisements attracts the people about the product, so that is called that create that artificial superiority in the minds of their consumers. So consumers will be attracted to purchase their goods. Next is that demand curve. We have already known average revenue curve or demand curves. It is the demand curve, which is to be called that average revenue curve. Demand curve or that average revenue curve. Demand curve or average revenue curve. We have already known in that perfect competition markets, imperfect competition market, that is what I am discussing, that monopolistic competition market, and another is that monopoly competition markets. So far the demand curve is concerned, in case of the perfect competition market, please note it, that is that parallel to x-axis. Demand curve in perfect competition market is parallel to x-axis. OX axis and this is that OY axis. So we have already known OX axis represents as the quantity of demand of X goods. This is that OX and so and OY axis price of X goods. And this will be shape of AR equal to MR equal to price. Here is to the demand curve in case of perfect competition markets. And imperfect competition market in monopoly or monopolistic competition. Monopoly is the single seller, single producers or single farm. So how much product that monopoly market a seller will sell in the market, that is very few. But in monopolistic competition market, there is a large number of sellers, so they will sell that large quantity in the market. So in this case, the what will the shape of the demand curve in monopoly and monopolistic competitions? Now it is clear. The firm under the monopolistic competitions faces a negatively sloping demand curves, like in we have all known in imperfect competition market, the demand curve slope downwards from left to right. We have all known. I have given the examples. This is the shape of the demand curve or average revenue curve, and this is the shape of MR curve. I am not drawing here that MR curve. So it is that in case of monopoly or monopolistic competition, in monopolistic competition, this is the average revenue curve or the demand curves. But under monopoly competition and monopolistic competition, what is the difference? Is there any difference you think yourself? I will draw that another curve. This is also average revenue curve. Clear? Now, in comparison the two curves, think yourself. I was discussed in case of the demand curve, more than unitary elasticity demand curve, less than unitary elasticity demand curve. I think you are clear. More than unitary elasticity of demand curve and less than unitary elasticity of demand curve. What is the difference between two? This is in case of monopoly and this is in case of that monopolistic market. Here is the large number of buyers and sellers. Here is that large number of buyers and only one sellers. Mono means single and poly means sellers. there is the single sellers, so that it will be stiff, it will be flatter. So in this case, this curve in that monopoly, and this is that monopolistic. I have given the example also, table also, I will not give here. So a noteworthy points in this regard is that firm's demand curve is more price elastic than the demand curve of that under monopoly, but less than perfectly elastic. Because this is the shape which is called that more elastic. Or we may say that elasticity of demand is greater than 1. We have already known in the measurement of the price elasticity demand, perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, unitary elastic, more than unitary elastic, less than unitary elastic. Because perfectly inelastic, that is elasticity of demand equal to 0, and more than unitary elasticity demands, that is the elasticity of demand greater than 1, percentage change in quantity demand is greater than percentage change in supply. Percentage change in price. And unitary elasticity of demand, that is the percentage change in quantity demand is equal to percentage change in price. Similarly, inelastic demand or less than unitary elasticity demands, that means percentage change in quantity demand is less than percentage change in price. Or last one, which is that perfectly elastic demand, which is that elasticity of demand equal to infinite. So these are the different measures of the price elasticity of demands. So we may say that in this case, average this is the elasticity of demand greater than 1, or in this case elasticity of demand less than 1. So this is that monopoly case, and this is that monopolistic case. Monopoly and monopolistic. This is the flatter, this is the stiff, this is the less than 1, this is the greater than 1. So these are the different features of the perfect competition market. Next, we will switch over to that. I have already said imperfect competition market is divided two parts. One is that monopolistic, another is that, anybody else? Another is that oligopoly, another is that duopoly. So duopoly means there is the two sellers, and oligopoly means there is that few sellers. Now we will switch over to that oligopoly markets. What do you mean by oligopoly markets? Oligopoly market is a situation in which there are only few firms in the industry producing either homogeneous product or closely different products. Next we will switch over that oligopoly. Dear students, we will next period we will discuss that oligopoly and duopoly and types of oligopoly. Thank you very much.